speaking of adding talent, we know that the 49ers need a cornerback. Should be pretty high priority. And, there's a couple guys out there. Jalen Johnson, I put him on the thumbnail. But you want to know, or you want to talk in particular about L'Jarius Sneed, who it sounds like, a second-round pick is what it's going to take,
right,
which is about right because you got to pay him a lot of money, a lot of money. So the question is should the 49ers pursue L'Jarius Sneed? What do you think?
I mean, as far as just the player, I believe he's the best cornerback that's available right now. So even out of the guys that have been cut, and there's some good ones out there, but just as far as youth, ability, just locked down, like he's probably he's really, really talented, really, really good. So if you could just for a second, that's a no-brainer. The issue comes is the contract that's attached to him, right? And it doesn't make sense. Can you get a guy who might not be as high level, but the money makes it make more sense through free agency and things like that? Yeah, I don't know. I think our segment later on is going to be interesting, Jesse, because it'll give a little bit more of an understanding of what's actually out there. But he'd be perfect, man. Him, Ward, Demo as the nickel, to me, that's exactly the type of cornerback room you want. I think a second-round pick, it's a no-brainer. Like, you're probably not going to be able to get a guy. I mean, you can, but obviously any draft pick is a crapshoot. You know what you're getting with Sneed. He's still young, so he's going to be part of that core for 3 to 5 more years and still be playing at a high level. It's just about if the money makes sense, and if they can make the money make sense, I think that's a no-brainer. I would love to have him on the team.
Yeah, most certainly. And JD says, Sneed was tagged, which is why we're talking about you would have to trade something for him, and it sounds like a second-round pick. A lot of times when these players are tagged, it's twofold. One, they're trying to work out a long-term deal with these players, but they're guaranteeing that they can essentially trade them and get something for them. And it's a non-exclusive tag as well. So yeah, I mean, basically what they're saying is, hey, we want to work out something. And if we decide that we can't work out something long-term, then we're going to trade him and we're going to get something for him. So that's where you're at with a guy like L'Jarius Sneed. And sure, why wouldn't they? I mean, we've made trades before. We made trades before with the Chiefs. Listen, here's the thing, man. This is what we have to understand as 49er fans. And I said it this year, and I didn't want to say it the week of the Super Bowl or the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl because I really wanted to think positive and think the 49ers had a chance. But the reality is this. The Chiefs look at the San Francisco 49ers the way that we do the Dallas Cowboys. It's just the way that it is. Their blood pressure doesn't raise when the 49ers come to town. Much like when we see Dallas on the schedule, it's like a lot of people may look at Dallas and go, man, that's a really good team. They've got a good defense. They got a ton of talent. And we look at them and go, yeah, but it's Dallas. I mean, we're going to beat Dallas. That's the way the Chiefs look at the 49ers, and they have no reason not to look at the 49ers that way. So if that's the best deal they can get, that's the most that they can get for Sneed, and we're going to give it to them, 100% they would trade with us. Why wouldn't they? It doesn't make sense that they wouldn't. They're not afraid of us. You can say that, but when have we beat them? Like, when have we beat them? Did you not hear who was it? Merritt that we interviewed for our defensive coordinator spot? Did you not hear how he talked about the 49ers? Did you not hear, well, who was it? Sneed? I think it might have been Sneed that came out. It was either Sneed or McDuffie came out and was like, yeah, I mean, listen, we wanted them to throw the football. They did exactly what we wanted them to do. When they beat us in 2019, and then when they beat us last year, the way that Jones and Frank Clark were talking about the 49ers, we don't worry them. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't beat them or that the 49ers can't get over the hump, but they got to prove it. They've got to prove it before the Chiefs are going to be concerned about it. So for me,
I think the relationship,
that's just the reality of the situation.
I mean, yeah, you win-loss for sure, but competitiveness, I don't think the Cowboys have ever been as competitive as we have with the Chiefs. I mean, it's a moral victory, and there are no such things as moral victories. Obviously, they got the W, but it took overtime to beat the 49ers in
we beat the
Super
dog
Bowl.
shit out of Dallas last game, though. Before that, the games were close.
But they were never in doubt. Like Kansas, like there was never a moment against Dallas where we felt like we were going to lose. Whereas with Kansas City, they might have had the confidence that, yeah, we could get back in this and all this kind of stuff, but they were in positions to actually lose the game. So
did the Chiefs not beat the dog shit out of the 49ers just a season ago? I get the Super Bowl, right? But a season ago, they came in and dog walked us. My point is that you got to beat them. You got to beat them before you get the respect.
And I'm trying to, because one, it's blasphemy for you to ever compare the Cowboys and the 49ers ever.
I mean, I guess.
Doom and gloom. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, look, Kansas City has known they're going to be full of confidence going up against the 49ers because the 49ers haven't figured it out yet. But to say that they feel like we feel about the Cowboys, I think we strike way more fear in Kansas City than Dallas does in us.
Okay. So to make everybody feel better, what team do we look at the way that the Chiefs look at us? Like that we beat every single time we play them, but the games are a little bit closer. The Rams,
possibly.
Oh wait, no, the Rams beat us in the playoffs. Can't be them.
Yeah. The Eagles have beaten us, but I mean, I don't think there's an exact apples to apples comparison. I'm just saying, I mean, I understand your analogy. It makes sense, but I don't think the Cowboys there was ever a chance that they have been able to beat us in any playoff games or anything like that. Whereas with the Chiefs, like it came down to the last seconds as far as them.
Here we go. Packers. How about the Packers? Packers have played us close the last couple times we played them. Mm-hmm. Right? Those were close games, but they were the last one was kind of in doubt for a little bit, but not, you know what I mean? So it's like, how about the Packers? The way that we look at the Packers, maybe not Dallas. I think the Packers is a good example.
Sure. It's more digestible at least.
Because the Packers kind of had us left for dead. Really, I mean, the last two times we played them in the playoffs, they really had their opportunities. If you think about it, they had their opportunities, especially this last game. So, okay, maybe the Packers. We won't say Dallas. We'll say the Packers. So the Packers might get your blood pressure going a little bit. Sure. Where Dallas doesn't even like raise the blood pressure at all. Okay. But either way, we beat the Green Bay Packers. We've got to beat the Chiefs before we can really gain their respect. I just don't think that they look at the 49ers and go, oh my gosh, there's no way that we can trade them L'Jarius Sneed if they're offering what is the best on the market. We're not going to do it because we're going to make them too good. I just don't think they look at us like that.